What is going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with our OTC Saturday on Friday night. Pretty boring week here in the OTC. Didn't have much action. I looked at some of these stocks, and INTK was one of the ones that really had a great week. Other than that, I didn't see anything that really stood out this week. But looking for a few that could have some really, really nice moves going into next week. I'm going to cover a few here today, and I'm going to probably have to split it and have another video either on Sunday. I do want to have a video detailing SWRM by itself because I think that one deserves a little more attention for more of a little bit of a longer term play over the next few months. But but there's a few other low flow plays that I couldn't even fit into this video that I do want to talk about. But first and foremost, this is a company we haven't talked about on the channel before. This is NXMR. This NXMR, NextMart, closed at 0.0375, up 25% today. Pink current company does have the shell status, had 1.6 million in volume today. Most of that volume came at the end of the day. If you look at the chart here, you see some pretty wild swings here. This is a very, very low float stock, about 41 million. If we look here at the security details, they have 750 million in the authorized, but 330 million of those 374 million outstanding are restricted. So they have 43 million in the unrestricted and 41 held at the DTC, and then verified the float was the same as the DTC, 41,381,915. Now, why these guys were up, and in fact they actually were down early in the day. I saw that they were going to have news today, and then more news next week, and was rather surprised that they were down. They opened at 380 and then went right down to 2 cents, where I started bid sitting. I put some bids in at 220, 250, all the way up to a little bit past 3 to grab a small amount of these shares. I mean, you really couldn't get too much. And today's the first day I actually bid on this thing. So, but if we take a look here, go to their Twitter page. Their second to last tweet, they had a PR where they announced their new CEO, and then a couple hours later, an hour after that, tweeted that their new office and location and crypto merger next week. Have a good day. So they have a new location, new office and location, and a crypto merger that they will be announcing next week. So that's rather exciting. And with 43 million float, this thing can, if it's the right merger, this thing can really, really go. So I really, really want you to keep an eye on NXMR. This thing can really move, but you have to remember with these low flow plays, with the big rips, you're going to get pretty big pullback. So if this thing's ripping and running, you might want to hold fast a second, wait for a pullback to, get your entry if you do want to get in, because obviously I am not a financial advisor. I am just giving you some ideas for some plays that I believe will work going into next week. Second play, we're going to go a play I really like, and that's ARGQ, Argumentum 47 Inc. This one closed down almost 7% today at 0.008. This is a pink current company. Very good share structure. As we mentioned before, they only have 360 million in the float. Take a look at the chart. This thing is pretty much primed and ready to go, it looks like. If we take a look at the chart here, let's go to the 3-month here. In fact, we'll go to the 6-month. We'll pan this baby out a little bit. And if you look at the chart, we're pulling a cup and handle. This is actually the daily chart for the year. Had a big rip back in February. Actually hit highs of, I think it was $0.015 here. And then now we're making this run. This thing ran up to $0.0125 the other day, and almost $0.01, so 0.0129. Had pretty nice pullback, but I mean, you do expect that. I mean, if you look here, this thing came from I believe it was the where was this, the 0038, 0035, 0036. Yeah, I mean, so this thing, ripped up, pulled back to about a mid candle, consolidated, ripped up huge, pulled a mid candle. Now it's consolidating. We're expecting news in January, so we're expecting a merger. I spoke on these guys in the last video. Again, this one with the float, with the right merger, this one can really take off. I'm really liking these low flow plays and getting in before the move. Or, I mean, obviously, sometimes you're going to miss the initial move, waiting for that pullback and consolidation and for the news to come that they're actually going to propel them and give you the actual catalyst. So, ARGQ. Definitely one I like. Moving forward, this is one of my favorites right now. SWRM. This is one of my favorites right up there with Fern. I mean, obviously Fern's my number one right now with ILIS long term. But SWRM's really SWRM's really catching my attention here. I've been loading this baby for the last 4 or 5 days. I've had some from a couple months back, and as we know, I mentioned before, we've actually been talking about this thing since last year. So closed at 0.0089, up a percent on 30 million volume. And if we look here, and I changed all these charts. But if you look at the chart, this thing's bottomed. Had a nice rebound off of those 60 lows, mid 60 lows. Came up to about 120, and then now pulled back to 90. Same situation where we're about mid candle on a pretty nice breakout. Hopefully this thing consolidates a little bit. We can get some news. I mean, we've got the Dogecoin labs with the Dogecoin app and mining. That should be up Q1. SHIB, Litecoin, or Litecoin, whatever. Plus they've got the AI venture tech, Tulsa Labs. So they're subsidiaries. So I mean, you're talking NFTs, gaming, NFT mixing with gaming, metaverse, space applications, space apps for SpaceX. Crypto mining. I mean, everything's here. It's got a good share structure, has a very good float. They, I mean, like I said, looks like the dilution's over. And then that was what was hesitating me to even talk about them for some time. But I mean, you look at in August, they verified a little under 500,000 float. Might be a little higher than that, but regardless, I mean, some of these stocks, 4 or 5 billion shares, and they're moving. So with all this going on with these guys, and only 2 billion shares in the authorized and only 1.2 in the outstanding, we get the right news. And I don't even think it's the fact of the right news. I think this thing really gets discovered. We start getting that 70, 80 million of volume. This thing's going to start taking off. I really like this thing for a swing, and through the winter. So really like SWRM. Now we're going to move to a stock we have not talked about before, and this is SPZI, closed at 0.0049. Up 22% today. They came out with their business plan. If you look at the chart, pretty decent chart here back from April. I mean, we had a huge run up, and I mean, we're having our dips and our pullbacks, but progressively, you can see this thing is trending northbound ever so slightly, but ever so slightly that it is, on 22 million volume. Not huge volume today. These guys are into capturing carbon credits. They have Evan Katz, an investor that's involved with this. I do think you should do your research on this one. I really like it. I mean, you look at the share structure, not the best share structure. About 5 billion shares held at the DTC, about 5 billion on the unrestricted. Not much room to dilute at all. In fact, no room to dilute whatsoever. A 21 million market cap. So with the big investor, carbon capture, again, this might be one that might take some time. Again, it's going to be slow if it has rips because of the, higher end float. I mean, this is not like extremely bloated where you're like, I don't want to touch it. But this is, I mean, obviously CYBL and some of these other ones have run tremendously. DPLS or whatever has run very well with share structures very similar, and SAV and others. So I really like SPZI. This is one I definitely have my eye on. Now, I want to move to two really speculative but low flow. Actually, one's not speculative at all, but two lower priced, higher flow plays that I really like. We've never talked about on the channel before. First is going to be Calbay International, CBYI. This is a company that's into NFTs. Closed at 0.0018 on 130 million volume. Huge volume, lots of volume coming in. This thing got knocked down into the trips. If you take a look, pretty decent website, CBNFTIO, Calbay. So, I mean, take a look at these guys. I'm not gonna, get too far into it. I really need to do a little more research on these guys, but from what I see, I really like this, and I'd like you to take a look at it. This is something that I think. Excuse me. This is something that I think at the price, even with the share structure. I mean, let's take a look here again at the share structure. Here we go to the security details. I mean, pretty bloated on the authorized, but the outstanding is not horrible. 5.5, about the same there, and held it to DTC is 3.3 billion, so not horrible. And being as an NFT, and I think I got more going on, so I think this is one that can run. I mean, even if it runs to 30 or 40, Dubs 30, Dubs 40, even a half a penny, you're looking at a very significant gain here. So I really like this one. And now we're going to move to this one. I really like this one. This is FOMC. FOMO Corp closed at 0.0014, up 17.5%. Pink current on 127 million volume, lots of volume. Take a look at the chart here. Bottomed, beaten down. Go to the security details, not the greatest, but it's not horrible. Bloated on the authorized, obviously. 7.7 billion in the outstanding, not favorable. 6.7 in the unrestricted, and 6.6 held at the DTC. Not exactly what I'd like to see in a stock. Not exactly what I like to see. But what I do like to see is stuff like this. And this is after hours. They come out with a PR just a little bit ago that they updated that they have the acquisition of SST, which is, Smart Solution Technologies, with non-dilutive financing, and it's signed. The conference in Hershey, Pennsylvania, is scheduled for the 22nd. I believe they are to close this at the end of January, so it's pretty much a done deal. And I don't see why. I mean, I could even go visit these guys and have a talk with them too. Being that they're downtown, not too far, half hour away from me. But really, I like this. OTC loser or the old Stuck holder, Stuck. Shout out to you. Is a great pick. I don't know. This is a good one. I would take a look at it. I mean, I really don't have too much DD on this, on the company. I really haven't done it. I've been eyeballing this thing for about a week and a half now, when it was brought to my attention by Stuck. And I like this one. I don't like the share structure. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna have its rips and pullbacks. It's gonna be volatile. But if you can trade this thing right, or if you're just looking for a long hold, grab onto this thing and see how it is a year from now, I think you'll do well with this one. I really like FOMO Corp. So, that's all I got for you today. We covered quite a few stocks. A lot of them I really like. The last two, these lower price stocks, I really like these two. And right now they've been working. And even if you can get a half a penny out of these things, you're still looking at 100.5%, 150, 175%, 200%. I give you a few low floaters at NXMR. That one, very low float. If when that crypto acquisition comes in, that thing can fly. I don't know about long term. I don't even know about long swing. All I know is this thing will be a good trade next week, and then we'll see, what merger they have. Once we see that. Also, the fact that they did announce that they will have several acquisitions. In fact, I want to show you that. If you look here, in the PR, We have identified several business targets in which the company is currently in final negotiations to acquire over the coming weeks and months. We feel that upon our acquisitions of these potential targets, we as a team can not only increase our revenues, but also expand the business operations of each in areas not only through of by previous ownership, not thought of by previous ownership, not through, my bad. So they're talking about several acquisitions here. So very interesting for NXMR. ARGO, we got that one coming in. I really think with that share structure that they can fly. And then obviously SWRM. We love Fern, we love Ilis, so the stocks we like. Even AAPT, that thing got beat up today. We like that one. We like JPEX. So what we like over here. But that's all I got for you. Keep an eye out for the SWRM video, and I may have a watch list on Sunday. But for sure, we'll have the new series, Tactical Tuesday, by this Tuesday. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section below. And as always, let's get that money, traders.